Hi everybody. So this is episode 4 of 5, and tonight's episode is SCCs. Before we talk about that, I just want to remind everybody why we're doing this, and it's to educate you, the citizens of Regina, on the school division and how everything operates in the Regina school system. I also want to do one quick plug to remember on October 26th to please vote Adam Hicks for your school board trustee in Southwest Regina. And a quick highlight, that means everything in Harbor Landings, Elbert Park, Lakeview, all the way up to Cathedral, you will be able to vote for myself. So let's talk about SCCs, which stands for School Community Council. It is an SCC. Now some of you might actually remember it as a PTA. PTAs are a lot more well known as Parent-Teacher Association. They're essentially the same thing, but in our system we call them School Community Councils. And with a School Community Council, there's 3 groups that are represented. So first one are parents, a very important one. We have teachers, which are the second one. Teachers and staff, actually, not just teachers. Another one are community members. So these 3 groups represent who makes up this committee. And the goal of the SCCs are to make sure that they're working with the school to support and to engage the community in involving on educational programs. So every school has an elected SCC, but one quick fact I want to highlight is that unfortunately right now, only 85% of our schools have the required amount of numbers. When elected, I want to be able to bring this to 100% to ensure that every one of our schools has an engaged community, engaged parents, and making sure that we're supporting the kids in the best way we can. So right now, only 85% of schools have the required amount of members. There is a maximum of 17 voting members, and some of the main positions are chair, try to write that over there. Vice chair is the second one. Treasurer is another main position. There's secretary. Sorry, don't mind my spelling. The other one are teacher reps. And then MALs. What an MAL, so these are the main 6 positions. And MAL means member at large. So it's everybody else on the committee who has the voting ability, and they're called a member at large. And an interesting fact is in the secondary schools, the really neat thing is actually 2 of those members can be students, which adds another whole dynamic to the SCCs, which is really neat. Now, it's important to also know that every one of these positions is a volunteer position, so they're not paid. And what I want you to do is next time you see one of these members, thank them for the hard work that they do, because in Saskatchewan, we're known for how many volunteers we have, but sometimes we forget to thank these people, and they do a lot of work for us. Some of the stats I want to highlight are that representing part of these positions that are filled right now, parents and guardians represent about 70% of the positions. Community members are about 5%, and principals and teachers represent about the other 25%. So you can see we're a little low in community members, but it is very encouraging to see that a lot of parents are out and being involved in these SCCs committees. Now, a couple quick facts about the duties. They have to have a minimum of 5 meetings and at least 1 AGM. And AGM is, all AGM stands for is annual general meeting, and that's just where new representatives are elected, and it's one of the bigger meetings out of the year. Now, what do? So they participate in school planning. The committee is responsible to do activities and increase the understanding of community, economic, social, and the health needs of the schools and of the children. They participate in orientation, training, and networking, and they actually give advice to the school board, school staff, and others about the learning and development of the students. There's some other tasks as well, but last thing I want to highlight is the funding. So they actually are provided, every SCC is provided a minimum of $2,000 for the activities of the SCC. But if there are greater than 900 students, which are some of the collegiates, collegiate means high school, some of those actually get $3,500 for the SCC. So without even any fundraising, there is funds provided so that activities can be done even if there is a little activity on the fundraising side. So I want to encourage you to as parents, if you're a parent out there, to take control and come out to a meeting. These are, anybody can attend. Come out to a meeting, see what, if you can help out, see if there's anything you can do. They need a lot of help in the system to provide a lot of these activities, and it takes a lot of work. So more people means less work for everybody else. And remember, we all benefit from an educated society. Take care.